Most learning apps start after a student gets marks. Slate starts before the confusion becomes visible. I am starting with the student experience first because this is where the product becomes clear. The student opens Slate and sees today's learning work, current mastery, week concepts, exam practice, and the class timetable. This is not just a list of chapters. Slate knows which topics are unlocked, which topics are still locked by the teacher, and which concepts need attention now. Here is the learning flow. The student opens an unlocked concept. Slate gives an explanation, a worked example, visual support, doubt chat, quiz practice, and teach-back grading. The student does not only read content. They answer, explain back, and improve. Every answer becomes a learning signal. Now look at the main difference. Slate tracks mastery by concept. It does not only store whether a quiz was correct or wrong. It tracks current mastery, peak mastery, mastery over time, last review, quiz attempts, teach-back quality, and confusion risk. So the system can show, this student understands chemical equations, but is weak in reactivity series, corrosion prevention, or ionic bonding. The confusion map turns those signals into a clear picture. Instead of waiting for an exam result, the student can already see where confusion is building. The exam outlook then turns that into priorities. It shows which concepts need practice before the next assessment, and exam practice gives focused questions from the highest risk areas. Now I am switching to the teacher. The teacher does not need to manually guess who is struggling. Student Insights shows each learner's strengths, weak topics, mastery percentage, forecast risk, and next support action. This helps the teacher plan tomorrow's class with evidence, not guesswork. The forecast brief is the teacher's night before view. Before teaching the next lesson, Slate checks prerequisite mastery and predicts which upcoming concepts are likely to cause trouble. For example, if ionic bonding depends on prior understanding of atomic structure and that mastery has faded, Slate warns the teacher before the class starts. That is the core idea. Catch confusion before it becomes failure. The confusion brief gives the classroom-level view. It groups misconceptions, highlights the most fragile concepts, and helps the teacher decide whether to recap, reteach, or move forward. This is useful because a teacher usually has many students, many topics, and very little time. Slate turns messy learning signals into a practical teaching plan. Now look at the school layer. The school owner can manage members, roles, classrooms, parents, admissions, fees, HR, attendance, and timetables. Students see their own class timetable. Parents can be connected to students. Teachers see classroom learning. Owners see the workspace. Each role gets the right access, so the product behaves like a real school system. Slate also supports curriculum creation. A school can import a PDF, review the extracted structure, and save subjects, chapters, and topics. Individual learners can create their own subjects and topics for self-study. AI helps generate tutorials, doubt answers, quiz feedback, teach-back grading, and visual explanations, but it works on top of structured curriculum data. That keeps the learning flow aligned instead of becoming a random chatbot. The winning element is the combination. Slate connects learning, prediction, classroom action, and school operations in one product. It is not trying to replace teachers. It gives teachers earlier signals, clearer priorities, and more time to help students where it matters. Slate is a school operating system for acting early, before the quiz, before the exam, and before confusion becomes failure.